Hi, I'm Aiden Haney. I'm a sophomore at Lufkin High School, and I'm bringing your message today. From Matthew 21, verses 1 through 11, as Jesus approached Jerusalem and came to Bethphage on the mountain of Olives, Jesus sent 2 disciples, saying to them, "Go to the village ahead of you, and at once you will find a donkey tied there with her colt by her. Untie them and bring them to me. If anyone says anything to you, say that the Lord needs them, and he will send them right away." This took place to fulfill what was spoken through the prophet. "Say to daughter Zion, see your king comes to you, gentle and riding on a donkey and on a colt, the foal of a donkey." The disciples went and did as Jesus had instructed them. They brought the donkey and the colt and placed their cloaks on them for Jesus to sit on. A very large crowd spread their cloaks on the road, while others cut branches from the trees and spread them on the road. The crowd that went ahead of him and those that followed shouted, "Hosanna to the Son of David! Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord! Hosanna in the highest heaven!" When Jesus entered Jerusalem, the whole city was stirred and asked, "Who is this?" The crowd answered, "This is Jesus, the prophet from Nazareth in Galilee." Jesus riding into town on a donkey was not just a religious event. It was a social statement of that time. During that time, the Roman Empire ruled with power and wealth, but Jesus came in representing a new kingdom built on justice, humility, and empowerment for all people. This parallel between Martin Luther King Jr. and Jesus' mission are that they both challenged systems of oppression and called for a radical reordering of the society they lived in. When Jesus rode into town on a donkey, he chose the donkey because it symbolized peace and service. The people laid their cloaks and palm branches, showing hope in a leader who would bring real change. Leadership isn't about ruling over people, it's about lifting everyone up. True leadership empowers people just as Jesus did, and just as Martin Luther King did. Martin Luther King held protests, boycotts, was often thrown in jail from opposition, but he still kept his dream alive. We have a call to action. Jesus' entry challenged the systems of his time. We are called to challenge injustice today. Martin Luther King took this and saw what was happening in his society at the time and fought back against racial injustice to make sure that all people could be empowered. But how do we empower others like Jesus and Martin Luther King did? We can ensure everyone has the chance to succeed. We can make sure that people are cared for, just as Jesus cared for the sick. We can advocate for the marginalized groups in our communities, making sure that they are empowered and lifted up just as we are. Like Jesus, we must take action, not just celebrate a cool moment, because as we know, a week later, what happened? The challenge of Palm Sunday is that many who shouted Hosanna later turned away when Jesus didn't meet their expectations. But the truth is, true empowerment isn't about quick fixes. It's about lasting change. Will we continue Jesus' mission of justice and empowerment? Or will we stand for justice even when it is difficult? Jesus' entry into Jerusalem was more about a movement to change the society he was raised. We are called to continue that movement, to empower others, fight for justice, and create change in our communities. As we finish up, go as citizens of God into God's kingdom, a kingdom of empowerment. Go lift up the voices of the unheard, heal the wounds of the broken, and create a society where justice and love reign supreme.